Tell me one good thing about it.
One good thing about it?
Permission to come aboard.
Was Aquaman a terrible movie?
Yes.
Was it? Listen, it's got mixed reviews. I thought it was okay.
All the positive reviews are wrong.
Okay, let's just...
They weren't watching the same movie that we were watching.
Okay, first of all, there's going to be spoilers. Let's just quickly recap the plot.
Spoiler number one, this is a terrible movie. Don't go watch it.
It's not that bad. Aquaman, half Atlantean, half human. His dad is Temuera Morrison. His mother is Nicole Kidman.
Who have been like
the Queen of Atlantis. Just let me get through the basic plot first.
Have been de-aged.
They've been de-aged. Everyone's getting de-aged. Samuel Jackson's going to be de-aged in the next Marvel movie.
Why?
So that they don't get someone younger who doesn't look like them to play the younger them.
They've been doing that forever.
But this is
since
better.
the beginning of
This is better.
It's not
the
better.
de-aging is better. Okay, look.
They haven't figured it out. It looks creepy.
So he grows
Everybody
up.
looks like they have Botox.
He grows up half Atlantean. He can talk to fish and sharks and all this kind of stuff. Then he goes and does Justice League stuff, which is only vaguely mentioned in the movie. And then forces start to pull him back to Atlantis to take his rightful place as the king.
Leader, yeah,
as the king.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of like reverse Black Panther stuff going on where he's like the outsider who has to become king.
I'm sad that this is a brown superhero that we have gotten. And like this is the only
Just a brown man earning his money. Why are we gonna...
And the only example of like reverse whitewashing that we have gotten in recent memory. A blue-eyed blonde superhero gets turned into a brown, long-haired Pacific Island man. That's amazing.
It's exactly. So why are we not just chilling out? Why are we being so hard on this movie? Okay, so...
Why would you get the guy who created Saw and The Conjuring to make a superhero movie?
Okay,
how is that going to turn out?
Do we at least agree on the special effects?
The special effects were amazing.
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 Okay? People are living underwater.
But
they're talking underwater.
They always are.
No, not like this.
Transformers had the groundbreaking special effects.
For robots,
terribly horrible.
Groundbreaking special effects for transforming robots. This is for people living and breathing and fighting and doing action stuff underwater. It was cool. It was arguably...
Costumes were terrible. Special effects were great.
Arguably more than we saw actually in Black Panther. Like Black Panther didn't spend as much time building Wakanda as this spent building Atlantis.
Yes.
And there's crazy
But you know what
underwater
Black Panther
battles.
did? It built the characters and the story.
The character is Jason Momoa. What else do you want? It's Jason Momoa. It's literally him playing himself as a buff guy.
That's it. Like you just say
beating up
he's
bad
just
guys.
some like lovable jock, just waltzing through life. And I know there's been a lot of people that are overjoyed and saying that this is the only DC movie that succeeded, and
because it's Marvel-ish.
It's Marvel-ish, but also like I've seen a lot of reviews that talk about that it like missed out on a lot of elements that make Marvel movies good, which is like investment in the characters, which you have like good witty banter.
Who's not invested in Jason Momoa?
I'm invested in Jason Momoa, right, as a person.
Or you want to have good dialogue as well?
But like just, the dialogue was terrible. Like,
it was
terrible. I don't know if you saw me because we were sitting like close to each other. I was saying the lines out loud before they were being said on screen.
Okay. So
every time there was a pause in the dialogue, I could immediately tell what they were going to say.
It was rough.
It was really rough.
It was rough.
And there's no chemistry.
And there was like
no
big
chemistry
chunks
between
of
him and
as
Amber
well.
Heard.
At
what point in time during the movie did you switch off? Because I switched off immediately from the beginning.
In the credits when you saw Aquaman on the screen. Okay, final score.
They had so many good actors in it.
Tell me one good thing about it.
One good thing about it?
Wow. Look, special effects amazing. Plot, standard. Dialogue,
Substandard.
Some rough plot, dialogue bits. The 90s Disney, like, falling in love date sequence in Italy. Whoa, that was rough. That was pretty rough.
What about that poor guy that still has his head stuck in the toilet?
Oh, I mean, yeah, gags.
I needed closure. That is the guy that I was invested in emotionally.
That was you in the movie.
That was me.
A guy trapped with his head in the toilet.
I wish that was me. That was like, I spent the first half of the movie trying to figure out how to leave without it being
The thing is,
rude.
I was defending the first half, and then
You
somehow
were.
when we came back for the second half, it really went downhill.
I thought the second half was not as bad as the first half. Because it like calmed down a little bit, like just there was
Really?
like some, up until the point where like all of the ocean
All hell broke loose.
is like fighting each other.
And they had their romantic moment in the middle of the
Oh
giant
yeah,
battle.
yeah, with animal
Lasers, water lasers.
Yeah,
How do you-
and
wow.
sharks and whales being
is
blown
even
up in the
more-
background, like carcass blood everywhere.
This is even
and they're
more
having this-
contentious than Star Wars lasers in space, lasers underwater.
Also, that entire scene. Okay, the only cool-looking scene that I was when they're on the boat, and then all those weird like
Oh, the trench
creatures.
monsters, yeah.
Yeah, and then they dive down into the thing. The only thing that I want to understand is how do you operate a flare underwater?
I feel like that's a real thing.
But can you like just take them into like the depths of the
I think
ocean?
so.
Okay, well if that
Look,
if that is
we-
true,
we need to check
if
that
that
now.
is true,
We need to check
okay,
that now.
check it because so this is like an actual real thing. It's
real.
That was really bothering me in the movie because I'm like isn't that just
That was bothering you?
yeah.
Final score. Out of 5.
There are not enough numbers. Like, what are we comparing it to? If we're comparing it to all the other DC movies that Zack Snyder has done,
Okay, give me a DC. Out of 5 in a DC if the only movies on Earth were DC Universe movies.
if we're taking out the Christopher Nolan Batman series,
Yes.
then it would be a 3.
3, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If all the movies in the world were DC movies.
I would give it.
If I lived
I
in a
would-
box and people were feeding me DC movies,
I would give it in a regular, normal universe with all the movies.
yeah.
3.5.
3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. That's more than 5. That's fresh. That's certified fresh.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta leave this and go look in a mirror, knowing that you're comfortable with that. You're gonna sleep at night giving it 3.5.
I can live with myself.
I'm gonna give it a 0.5.
No one asked for your real world. No one asked for your twisted real world score.
Listen, I'm upset.
Let's read some.
I'm upset.